No, I'm passing the guy in the street, and he's highlighted yellow.
Okay.
So
Is he wearing yellow or his skin?
he is his skin is yellow,
Okay.
as in he, his liver is failing him.
Okay.
Hi.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys, you guys are here in the helicopter. So I started recording before, and I was talking to Pam. That was Pam. You guys was hearing, and she was walking, I guess, to the parking lot to get her car. She just got off work, and all of a sudden she says, "Oh, this guy, he's walking by. He's highlighted yellow." And then she said that the police sirens went off immediately, and I had the video on pause. I unpaused it to get her to repeat what she just said, and then but I end up stopping recording instead of hitting you know, the pause button to unpause it. So I had to record it again and act as if I didn't hear her, so then she repeated what she just said, minus the police sirens, but you did hear the helicopter, right? So this is about the third time today is the helicopter flying overhead. There were planes, noise campaign as usual. Like I said in my other videos, whenever I speak to her or we speak, there's police sirens, and it happened again. Except, I missed it. I didn't get to record it. But yeah, but this is something that's been happening, and also they have changed up their tactics in terms of targeting me during my math class. My professor now, I guess she does her targeting of me when she is showing us the whatever she's looking at full screen, and there's a small picture of her, a small video of her talking in the lower right hand corner of the screen, but it's not being recorded, right? Only when she goes into full screen, as you guys will see here. Okay, let's go back. So right, let me just pause this right here. So actually, let me let it play. As you see, she hasn't been touching her nose or anything like that while she's in the full screen mode, right? But she is doing it when she comes out of full screen mode, and there's a little box of her in the right hand corner. She'll do it then, because again, that's not being recorded. Okay, so like I said, they will always find ways to adjust their targeting once you expose them, because now it's just going to be, well, it's my word, but it doesn't matter because I already showed you guys her on video doing exactly what she was doing with the, tapping with the nose and stuff like that, to target me. So, it doesn't matter now, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, they will always adjust their targeting, right? Another thing that happened that I forgot to mention in the previous videos is that, again, stealing of my personal items, and sometimes it could be something insignificant like my school notebook, right? They would take these things, and I'm still trying to fully understand why, but I think I have an idea. And again, and because I'm targeted by the police, because they've tried numerous times to set me up and stuff like that, and because I've read what they've done to other people in terms of setting them up and stuff like that, and also reading, these things that they do, right? Particularly when they're investigating someone and what they do. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology, but peep and grab, whereas they're like, enter into somebody's apartment, take certain things, and without the person knowing that they're there. In my instance, they're using family members to take my things and give it to them. Okay, and again, it's just my assumption, but going by what I've researched, from what I understand, this is what they do, right? And so, the United States is no different from the East Germany, from, Russia, from China. The only thing is that they've convinced the people that they have freedom, which they don't have, right? They convince the people that this is a democracy, but it's not a democracy. So it is all illusion of freedom, illusion of democracy, and how they've conditioned the people that live in America, citizens and non-citizens alike, into this illusionary belief system that they're free and they're living in a democracy, when clearly, when you look around you, that's not the case. Okay, but because of that's my alarm. My class is getting ready to start. So anyway, like I was saying, right, it is just an illusion, and again, these are things that they'll continues to do. Also in the video, you'll hear Pam when she starts talking about if you go back to the beginning of this video, where she's talking about how the guy, skin looking yellow, all of a sudden she starts coughing, right? And again, let me play the messages that I have. I still have them. I saved them. Let me play it. Okay, this is message they left me at minutes to 2 a.m. like 1:56 a.m. at night. Okay. Okay, and this went on for exactly over 3 minutes. Okay, so this is police siren, so they're sitting there with a person, with a phone, as they're using their sirens, and this person is recording it, right? So again, this message is over 3 minutes long, right? And this is coming to the end of the message, right? So the other message you guys are going to hear, this is the same one. I want to get to the one where the person is coughing. Okay, and this message again, it's about 3 minutes long. So again, it shows, I'm showing you, and I'm letting you hear. I'm not really sure I'm letting you hear because I don't have a webcam, but these same tactics are played over and over again. Okay, the whole yellow theme. What they used to do earlier on, whenever I would leave my job. Doesn't matter which side of the building I leave. As soon as I exit out, there'll be a car, and the person would hit their, remote, and the backlight with that orange yellow look, but there was no one around. No one got in the car. No one came out of the car. Right, and this would happen when I exit out the building, right? Same thing when I get on the block sometimes. People would leave their vehicle, with their blinkers on. And it happened so many times that I was like, this shit is not coincidental. This couldn't be coincidental. When things like this happen all the time, right? It is not coincidental. And, I guess they stopped that because I guess their battery ended up dying. So, they were like, okay, well, we're not going to target him that way anymore because it's costing us money, right? Our batteries are dying. But these are the things that they do. And I'm showing you how they use Pam to send these subliminal messages, right? So that's why whenever I call her or she calls me, they will, there's always the police sirens afterwards. Now it's Druin. Last week she called me and we was on the phone for about a minute. She was outside, and the time I was on the phone with her was police sirens. And so, this is what they're doing. This is the intimidation, trying to tell me that, send me subliminal message about being afraid, yellow, because it's fear-based programming. And once you understand that, you know what it is that they've done. Okay. And now that you've awoken, as for me, not just awoken, but understand, a little bit more clearer of what's going on, what they've done, what they're trying to do, and speaking out against it and exposing it, then they try to make it seem like you're the villain, even though they've done that, they villainize you. But they try to put themselves in a good light. So now they switch from trying to manipulate you negatively, right, after you've exposed them, into the mode of, oh, well, we're trying to help him, or we're trying to help her, or we're trying to help them. You have to understand the mentality and the psychology of the people behind these programs. Ultimately, these people are not about helping anybody but themselves and enriching themselves and having the ability to control masses of people, because that's their true nature. They're all about power, all about control, right? And all about greed. Okay? So understand that. And the use of religion that they know is one of the greatest form of control that you can have upon a population. Right? So we have to understand that, not just as black people, but everyone. Okay? Everyone. Right? And I'm speaking for myself because I'm black. Right? So, if you're Asian, white, what have you, you can speak for on that and on, on the broader picture. But when I say us as black people, I'm speaking about black people, right? Including myself, and understanding these things and seeing, like becoming conscious. And the way you do that is through learning, right? Through gathering information, to understanding history, learning about history, taking the time, the effort to understand history, all right? And not just accept things, accept what people tell you. Because if you look at the reality, okay, of what it is that they are saying to what's actually going on, is two different things, right? Here's a small plane. Okay, so all through the day, it's been helicopters, small planes, police sirens, such and such. And so, and again, adjusting the way how they target me in my math class now. But they're still playing the ice cream truck song. So I gotta watch the video in its entirety over, and so I can mark those the parts that they were playing the ice cream truck. And again, this is we're in October, right? Today's the 19th, and so again, like last night, using these loud fireworks after I got off the phone with Pam to wish her a happy birthday. And this morning, waking up to again the noise campaign, and every time we've spoken, they have been using the police sirens over and over again, right? And you guys can hear through this video some of the tactics that they'll use and what it is that they are doing. So again, this is all of coercive mind control tactics, as well as the use of the revival of Consensual or Zurzung, as it was known in East Germany, as well as other psychological tactics and conditioning and programming, dark psychology, dark NLP, classical conditioning, those sort of things, reward and punishment, and again, trying to change your behavior from something that's positive to negative because of the narrative that they've set forth, or they're going to set forth. If you're in UTI, that you have to look out for. Don't fall into the traps. They'll get into your head to try to make you, try to manipulate you into doing things, or brainwash you into doing things that's not good, and then try to make it seem or make you believe that you'll be rewarded for doing negative things, right? And again, taking a page out of the suicide bombers playbook, those who condition people to do those things by promising them women, wealth, what have you, such and such. It is the same thing, right? It's just applied in a different setting, right? And so understanding that, right, and not falling into those traps. We TIs who've been in this for decades, who have put these things out there, so you guys, new TIs, should listen to and understand what's happening, and don't get caught up into the religious aspect, because this is just to throw you off and to confuse you, and to put the blame on something that you cannot go to a courtroom and plead your case or sue, but if you understand that it is the United States government and the security agencies, as well as law enforcement, as well as the religious institution, these are the people, the institutions, the entities that you can take to court, right? And so again, you don't hear me talk about the spiritual stuff, because all of that it's nonsense to confuse you and to make you sound like religious fanatics and discredit you, when you should be focusing on the technology that they had developed, which is proven, right? Silent sound spectrum, microwave auditory effect weapons, these sort of things that we know can influence a person's mind without their knowledge, right? And these things, vibrational acoustic weapons, these things exist, right? So there's no question about it. And even though they may try to say that it doesn't exist, and these weapons don't exist, like what they did with the Cuban diplomats and the Chinese diplomats, all you got to do is go to the CIA website, do a search for American embassy in Russia microwave. You can actually Google it, and you will get the documentation from the CIA that talks about the Russians in 1968 microwaving the U.S. embassy, and you will see and read the effects that it had on those diplomats and what the U.S. did. And what did they do? Nothing. They let Russia basically microwave their own people in order to study the effect of how microwave affects the human body, right? So again, we want to talk about history. Sometimes they try to make you believe they bring up your history, but let's bring up their history and see which one is worse. Okay, so this is how you have to have the mindset that you have to have when people are trying to villainize you, right? Is by speaking the truth about them. Okay, they may tell lies about you because that's what they'll do, right? Whatever truth, they will turn it into something negative or manipulate you so they can spread their lies, right? But they will never tell the truth. They will try to make it seem like you're afraid and you're scared, but they're the ones that are afraid or scared because excuse me, and I've said this many times, if they were so strong and righteous in their belief, or if it was so lawful for them to do what they were doing, they would be doing it in the shadows, in a psychological nature. When I have police officers who they get to harass me, they wouldn't turn their backs as I'm walking, videotaping them for the fear of being on camera, on video, harassing me. So again, let's look at their behavior, right? And what they've done. Police officers murdering people, lying, committing all sorts of crime, right? And they're allowed to get away with it. But yet, you as a TI, you and me, somehow we're the bad people, like we're the threat to national security or public health. Like, seriously? So again, understand how manipulation works. And as Malcolm X said, they will have people hating you who is trying to wake them up, and loving the people, right, who is murdering, brutalizing them, experimenting on them, and they will love those people, right? So the human mind is a fragile thing. They know that. They know how to manipulate it. They know how to program and condition it. And it's funny because I'm taking psychology, and I'm reading my psychology book, and a lot of the wordings that they now use in describing the mind and its thinking process, memory and stuff like that, is, has a similar language as when describing computers, right? Computer parts, computer programs, that sort of thing. So understand that they understand the mind is a living computer, and they know how to program it, they know how to erase it, they know how to manipulate it, they know how to control it, they know how to upload a virus, which is this mental illness program that they are engaging in. Okay, so that's it. I got to get to my class, and I'll speak to you guys in the next video.